Hi, everyone. Let me introduce you to Matthew Brink. He is a videographer, a TV cameraman, an editor with a passion for portraying a heart-centered story, and he has agreed to give me a testimonial for his session with me with Rapid Transformational Therapy. Welcome, Matt. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's quite nice to see you again after just what it's been like 3 months or so, we said.
3 months,
And
yes.
yeah, it feels like it's been longer because it's been a whole lifetime in that 3 months, weirdly enough. It's almost like a brand new life. It's been such a crazy transformation in the most perfect perfect kind of way. It's like new life, new mindset, new way of thinking, or in a way, it was just changing that, and it was always kind
Mm.
of somewhere there, hidden, waiting to be released.
It does kind of feel
So
very natural. The process should feel very natural because it's not me influencing you to become someone else. It's sort of a change of perspective in the mind that shifts that will bring out the best version of yourself. And the life reset is exactly that. It just takes you to become more of you and remind you and connect you back to yourself. So I think that's kind of what you're explaining there.
exactly. And initially, I think to start off, essentially, I wasn't really sure what the hypnotherapy was. I mean, very skeptic, I think majority of everybody seems to
Mm.
be, because they're all watching too many movies, perhaps.
Mhm.
Um, don't stop watching movies. That's what I make. I make movies. Don't stop doing that.
Yes, you
But
do.
um, but and I was introduced to you through my mother
Mhm.
and my family having their own things to deal with, and then said, you know what, we should try this because I just come out of uh, if not a terribly messy breakup, but certainly a heavily impacted one because it was a very long relationship for me.
Sure, there was a
Um,
7-year relationship, right?
yeah,
And there's certain enmeshments that one goes through when you're in a marriage style relationship for 7 years. And I think that was the major fallout and the reason why you kind of pushed the button for the reset because of finding out who you are really apart from this previous partner. And also, there was a house involved that you were still maintaining. So you were really feeling quite stuck in that portion of your life.
yeah. Obviously, without giving too many details, it was kind of like it was a really sticky, muddy, stuck in the moment, and how to get out of it. Hearing a U2 song playing in my head, um,
Mm,
and how to one get past that point
mm,
and re-find myself, find myself again.
sure.
If anything, just to chip away all that was built up over all that time that had to fall away again. You built yourself into this relationship, you built yourself into this persona for that family, those friends, maybe that state of thinking and doing and the places you went and the way you carried yourself to chip away all that to find yourself again. Um, and it was really quite profound. It gave me a perspective of myself that I didn't think I could see again,
Mm,
or
mm.
perhaps as well, um, surprising to meet myself again, uh, if that makes any sense.
And for the sake of the testimonial, how many sessions did you have with me?
It was just that one session. It was, the other side was kind of like the before and after. Who are you then? Have the session. Who are you afterwards?
Exactly
And
right.
it was almost quite dramatic initially. Um,
Yeah,
it's
because you
just
were
a lot of
having quite a few physical symptoms too with this almost, depression, anxiety, anger, fear, and then of course with that comes that self-assessment and who am I now? But enough of that. How do you feel
yeah.
now, 3 months after, Matt?
Um, well, first of all, I just feel immediately lighter. Uh, as in I've chipped away all the nonsense. It's all gone. It's all off my shoulders. It's all off my heart. It's off my mind. I feel confident, confident in myself,
It's
confident in my word.
amazing.
Yeah, things that I used to worry about, always kind of double worked back on what I was about to say
You
because I
second
wasn't
guessed
confident
yourself.
enough constantly.
And so that's
And now
changed.
quite dramatically. I mean, I think in some places I might even be scaring people because they're like,
Scaring
oh,
people is good. We want that kind of confidence. That's amazing.
yeah, yeah. In particular, work quite a bit because I mean, I'm very close with my work. It means a lot to me, and then the people I work with in the industry, and they've
Amazing.
seen quite a dramatic change, and they also, not that they would walk over me before, but it was
Mm,
now that they happy to see and feel the command that I have
amazing.
in
Because,
in that
Matthew,
space.
it seems such a small thing, but when we don't feel enough, every decision is filtered through that lens, and we put that out into the world. Now you feel enough. We went really deep with family stuff, with childhood stuff. We really cleared out the cobwebs in the closet. And now you've got yourself firmly planted in your heart. You know that you are enough, and that just radiates everywhere in your life. And that commands a certain level of respect from others and from yourself. So when you putting out work into the world, that seed is planted so deeply that everything is passion and purpose. And that's a very magnetic and alluring place to be. And I have been watching your making change videos,
Oh
which are
yeah,
mind blowing, especially the one about Hillbrow's transformation. I'm going to try and
yeah,
link it somewhere here
yes,
so everyone can have a look. But I mean, that's a real powerful place to be right now.
yes. First, let me punt it. Like,
Go for
subscribe,
it.
share.
Do all of that.
YouTube. It's Making Change at
It really
Making Change
is
SA. Instagram, Making Change SA. Jump on there, enjoy, go wild.
fantastic,
It's a family-made production, made by
amazing.
my mother and myself, and some very, very talented colleagues in the industry of filmmaking, advertising, documentary work. And in part, just from what we see on our daily lives, we're very biased to to Joburg. That's where our stories are, and the work kind of speaks about the same kind of change that we want to see in ourselves, we want to see in the world around
It's
us,
like a
and
try. You
it,
actually called it Hillbrush Transformation, and I thought that was amazing because it's you've got this transformation in your life, and through that you are transforming everyone looking. Because Hillbrow, as we know, is we all kind of look at it with this hard done by attitude. So it's really beautiful how you're painting a very different light, a very positive light in the world. Now I want to ask you something else. Who or what would you say to someone, and especially men, because boys are bad about going to therapy and getting the help that they need? What would you say to someone like yourself who finds himself just stuck in life for whatever reason?
yeah, modern gentlemen out there would consider themselves, yeah, they nobody's nobody finds strength in looking for help, and that's probably where you would find the most strength. Is it just for asking for help, some kind of therapy, some kind of ear to listen to, and coming to you with this hypnotherapy. I mean, it was. I didn't know I needed it until I had it, of course. And
Mm, mm,
as men, we've kind of been brainwashed in a way to believe like we're just going to be tougher and
mm,
soak back up our tears and we'll just handle it. And there's a place for that, but not for yourself and your heart of like recovering who you are, um, healing if you are internally damaged, maybe from a childhood trauma or a life trauma or whatever the case may be. You
mm.
can't you can't bottle those things up. Eventually, you can't stick your finger in every hole of the wall while the dam is bursting. You haven't got enough fingers, and eventually it's going to explode, and you yourself are either going to be more further damaged, or you're going to damage somebody else or something, and maybe it's just going to get progressively worse for yourself.
I could say that, it was a one and done kind of thing with you. And a lot of my clients are like that. So it isn't that you have to invest this huge amount of time and effort and drive to the therapy rooms and sit there waiting and feel even more down about life and yourself. You
Yeah.
simply, I mean, would you like to explain your
I think you
actual
put it
session?
quite
And
do It's just more like being a surgeon than a doctor.
that's it.
And for me, it was kind of like, I don't know, what do you mean? And a surgeon is kind of like, go directly in,
Yeah.
dissect and figure out the real problem and get in there and fix it up versus having to keep going back and treating symptoms.
Mm.
And
Mm.
symptoms are they're just the after effects of what's the real problem, and you're not getting
Correct.
to it, right? That
Correct.
I really liked, and that I thought was quite important to consider.
One of
And
your breakthroughs was definitely in inner child work. We literally, not to divulge what you saw and went through, but in that hypnosis, that very, as you say, like a surgeon, like pinpointed right into what it was that was first causing you to feel not good enough. And we got this beautiful scene. We actually got three beautiful scenes that were absolutely transparent in where it all began. And your body started to accept this as gospel through the eyes of a young child, but now through the eyes of this amazing, powerful man perspective, you were able to change that at in the past, which then, of course, has the link to where you are today. You kind of go back to reset your life in the present. And now that your
mm,
inner child is healed and inner child feels at one with you and lives within you, and you honor each other, now you are whole again, and it's just too beautiful to watch, really. It's been a
it's
nice one to watch because I was worried about yours because your mother put you on to me, and that's always a red flag. Usually, I don't even take a client that's been sent to me via somebody else because they're not committed. But obviously, in our intake consultation, and I could see that this was definitely a good fit for you, it was a perfect fit, and I think that's what you needed. And it was, as I say, rapid, and you did it online. So do you want to tell us a bit about that experience?
yeah, I think to first go to um essentially just to touch on briefly how we went through. I had this it was like an internal time machine, um,
Mm.
organic, bionic, biological time machine that you're going back to a very specific point in your life that this was important and it was maybe destructive or highly impactful. And you
Mm.
kind of had to go there as yourself now to just see yourself then and clear it all. Say, it's okay. This is what happened. This is how we got to deal with it. And that for me was, yeah, that was quite powerful. That was very powerful. And immediately I could feel it. I mean, I'm having permutations of it now through my body. I was like, oh gosh,
Oh,
that was quite a thing.
amazing.
And that, yeah, I don't think I could ever thank you enough for that experience and
You are
that
very
ability
welcome, and
to
thank you
do
for
that.
sharing it with me.
Yeah. And then yeah, to do it online, which also for me was a fairly new thing, apart from like, oh, I have to be doing another Zoom, the
Yeah.
bloody COVID all over again. I'm stuck on online
Yes.
things. Um, I really enjoyed being a modern person, doing
Yeah.
everything digitally. It was fantastic. It made it very easy. It was 2 hour time that we could suit each other. Um,
Yeah.
shove the dogs and the chickens outside. We've got chickens now. And close off everything, get comfortable, have a coffee, and just have this moment as opposed to getting in my car and getting stuck in traffic somewhere.
Yeah.
It was very convenient, very, very convenient. And then also as now with my headphones in, it's just you and me. and
Yeah, it's
it's very
you see, it's that
encapsulating.
laser focus again. It's that laser
Yeah.
focus of, I do one-on-ones sometimes on occasion, and there's just something magical about having a voice in your head, in your ears, that you can block out the world, as you say, and you can really just be alone with yourself. And obviously, my voice is your guide. So thank you very much, Matt. I really appreciate this time with you. I'm Lydia Harris. I'm a hypnotherapist, and this is our little testimonial with Matthew Brink. Thank you.
Thank you very much.